This video is to do number 7 and number 8, graphing a parabola by finding the roots and the vertex. When we find the roots of a parabola, another word for roots is x-intercepts. X-intercepts always have a y value of 0, so we're going to substitute y equals 0. And when you have a quadratic equation, one way of solving is to factor, which is what we've been reviewing in class. So 0 equals, if we want to factor this, a times c is -8 and b is -2. The two numbers that multiply to -8 and add to -2 are -4 and 2. We can take a shortcut here because a is equal to 1. I can write x minus 4 and x plus 2 as my factors. And the zero product property tells us that either x minus 4 equals 0 or x plus 2 equals 0. So that gives us a root at +4 and at -2. So I know where my graph is going to hit the x-axis. I also know that since a is positive, my graph is going to open up, but I need to determine where the vertex is. The line of symmetry we know is always halfway between the roots, or if you take the average of these two roots, you can get the x value of the vertex. You can see that the line of symmetry should be right there when x equals +1. That's the equation of that line. So I know that the x value of the vertex is also going to be 1. To find the y value of the vertex, we have an equation that we can use. Y equals x squared, x is equal to 1, minus 2x minus 8. So 1 minus 2 is -1, minus 8 is -9. So 1, -9 is my vertex, and then we have enough to create a sketch of the graph. Okay, on number 8, again, we're finding the roots first. There are a couple ways you can find the roots to this equation. One way is to factor. If we divide everything by -1, I can make this into a difference of squares, which will factor to x plus 2 times x minus 2. So if x plus 2 equals 0, that means one of the roots is at -2. And if x minus 2 equals 0, the other root will be at +2. Another way to solve this, if you don't recognize that it's a difference of squares, is to just move the 4 over to the other side. So that would become -4 equals -x squared. Dividing both sides by negative actually makes it x squared equals 4. And we know that x could be equal to 2 or -2 to make this a true equation. Here, the halfway point between the x-intercepts, or the average, would be exactly at 0, so right on top of the y-axis. The equation of that line of symmetry is x equals 0. And I know my vertex is going to be at an x value of 0. And I can tell here that this graph is going to open down because it's a negative number in front of the x squared. So it's going to be something like this. So let's calculate with x equals 0. Y equals -0 squared plus 4. So y equals +4. And then you can sketch the parabola.